Anchor of my soul, you sustain. When I'm in the storm, you remain good to me, good to me.
If there's anything we can learn in 2020 is that life is uncertain. There are lots of things that we just can't control. We can't know what the future can't grasp onto the things that we really thought that we could grasp onto. And so today as we kind of wrap up our little summer devotion, I want to talk to you about hope. That thing that we hold on to despite all the chaos, despite all the things that we don't really know, the things that we are unsure about. And so I want to start by asking this question to you guys. What is something you are unsure about in your life? Think about that. What are some things that you just don't know? What's one big thing that you are unsure about? There are so many things that are just unknown to us. What is school going to look like? How can I hang out with my friends? What is the future going to look like? What am I going to look like in the future? What are the things that I have to do to be safe? All of these things are going on and on in our head because there are so many unknowns, so many variables that we search for something that is constant, something that is going to see us through all of those unknowns. And so we call that an anchor. And the Bible points to that there's a spiritual anchor that we long for, that we need to see us through the chaos, to see us through all those things that are unknown. We need that constant that sees us through it all. So I want you to read Hebrews chapter 6, verse 19, and see that anchor. So my wife and I are making our way through a TV show called Lost. It's a show that came out about 15 years ago and has a huge cult following of people that get really involved with it, all the mystery and things like that. Well, we're about halfway through it right now, and they're starting to do a lot of time traveling. And one of the episodes says that the person that is doing time travels, as their brain is going back and forth in time, they need a constant. They need something that their brain can hold on to as there's all this chaos going on. And if that doesn't, then their brain is going to turn into mush and they're going to die. Well, I'm sorry for the spoilers of a show that was 15 years old, but he finds his constant. He finds that thing that is going to see him through all of the changes that are going on in his brain. And that's what we all search for. We all search for that one thing, that one anchor that is going to see us through. There's going to be lots of uncertain, and that's one thing that we can be certain about, that there's going to be uncertainty. But as long as we have an anchor, that constant, we can see us through. We can go through those uncertain times. But what is that anchor for you? What is that actually going to see in your life? What is that thing that you look towards as a constant? So I want you to answer these two questions for yourself. First, what gets you through the chaos. All of that uncertainty, what is the thing you turn to get you through the chaos? And second, along with that, what are some anchors you hold on to? Name a couple of those things that you turn to as a solid, as a constant, and we'll come back. So, if we're honest with ourselves, we know that our anchor can take the form of a lot of different things. So, our anchor could be our phone, that there's a lot of uncertainty around, there's a lot of things that are crazy, but at least I can go on my phone, check out all of my apps, and be numb to the world. So, our phone can be a type of anchor, that constant that we have. Or maybe it's your intelligence. You think, well, as long as I hunker down, get those straight A's, go to a good college, and get a good job, then my life will be set. Or maybe it is money. You think, well, as long as I have money in the bank, as long as I can pay for the things that I want and live a cush life, then I'm set. I don't need to really worry about anything else. I don't need to be concerned about anything else. Maybe it's your talent. Maybe you're really good at basketball and you think, well, this is what's going to get me through. Or as long as I have this. Or maybe it's even friends or family. As long as I have my friends with me, then I am set. I can make it through whatever may come our way. And so all of these things which are good and all of these things God blesses us with, unfortunately, are not permanent anchors. They're not those things that are going to last through every single storm. You can have pretty solid anchors, pretty heavy anchors in your life, but there will be storms that will take those anchors up and throw those anchors. So we have to find a constant that is always there. And so unfortunately, a lot of times we try to find things that we can see, that we can touch. I have this phone in front of me. I look at it every day for hours on end. So this is my constant. Or I can see that money in the bank. I can see that credit card or cash. And so it's there for me. But as Christians, we understand the world just isn't the things that we can see and touch, but it's also the spiritual. And we see that we have a hope in something beyond what we can see and touch, beyond those things that only last for a moment or for even years, but lasts for eternity. And so I want you guys to read Romans chapter 8, verses 24 to 25, to see a little bit more about the kind of hope that we have as Christians. So our hope, that anchor that we have in our life, is in God, is in the creator of the universe, the lover and sustainer of us. His grace and his salvation is what sees us through anything and everything. That we hope in his everlasting love. We hope in eternal life with him. We hope in a God who is bigger than anything that could come our way. This anchor is the sure anchor that we have above everything else. And so we can rest assured that we are in him, that whatever variables may come up, those anchors we were so sure in that may break and be upheaved, that He is the one that is our sure anchor. Our hope in Him is above everything else. So let's read a little bit more. Let's read Romans chapter 15. And this is my prayer for you guys as we start school, as we continue on in all of this. This is my prayer for you guys. So read this. We know there's a lot we don't know. We know there's so many things that are going to change in our lives. But I pray that you have this anchor in your life. You have this hope in your life that goes beyond anything else. And I pray that you can hold on to that God sees you through everything. And so, as you look ahead in your life, whether it's as school starts or as sicknesses may come up, as friendships may come and blossom and may go and flounder, whatever it is in your life, you have that constant. You have that anchor. You have that hope of God with you. That He will never leave you. He will never forsake you. He is with you. That He gives you joy. He gives you peace beyond anything you can know. And so we ask this question for you as we end this. Hold on to this. How does God's joy and peace give you hope for the future? And so answer that question for you and for your family, and God bless you guys, and hold on to His hope. See you guys.
Anchor of my soul, you sustain. When I'm in the storm, you remain good to me, good to me.